Hello there. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. I'm a personal trainer and yoga teacher in the Boston area. And in this video, I'm going to guide you through a little warm up for leg day. This is going to be a good warm up for beginners really trying to perfect that squat. And we're going to use a tool. We're going to use a kitchen chair. All right, we'll go ahead. We're going to get started. You want to make sure you set yourself up so that you've got a nice clear space and that chair doesn't slide on the ground. All right, you're going to come and stand next to the chair with your feet hip width apart and just take your hands to your hips. All right, we're going to start with our foundation right at our feet. So go ahead and spread the toes out. You'll see I do this barefoot. I highly recommend doing it barefoot so that you can really feel the contact of your whole foot on the ground. Right, from there, you're going to start to lift up through the legs. You can squeeze your glutes just a little bit, not too much. You're going to find where it's just right. Right, and then lift that low belly up and in like you're drawing your pubic bone up towards your navel without tucking the tail. All right, so this is the tricky part here. You don't want to tuck your tail too much or tilt your tail too much, but start to find those hips in neutral. So again, hands on the hips, let those hips find neutral. From here, we draw the line up to the shoulders. Shoulders are right over your hips. You're really feeling that broadness across the collarbone and length up through the crown of the head. All right, now we're in this right position. You can take one hand to the chair and we're going to shift the weight to the left leg, lift your knee up. All right, we're going to circle your knee around, out and down, and we're starting to make those circles and try to stand nice and even as you stand on that one foot. Try not to lean too much or try to use the chair too much. Just very light touch, maybe no touch at all. Okay, so feel that work in the core. We're going to go ahead and reverse that direction. So there is that bit of core work, but we are also really opening these hips up. And you can feel it's almost like you're greasing the hips, that synovial fluid. All right, last one. Great. And then we're going to do the second side. So take a moment to ground down through those feet. Lift up that opposite knee and start to circle it out, down, and around. Right, the hips are going to stay forward so they're not following the leg. The leg moves as if it was its own separate piece. Don't forget to keep that core locked, that low belly lifted. Don't lock out in your knee. The standing leg is a little bent. All right, let's reverse. Opposite direction. Nice and slow. Making it smoother and smoother. All right, last one. And you can press your foot down into the ground. Now we're going to turn towards the chair. We're going to do a warrior one. You're going to step your right foot back and step your left foot forward a little bit. You want to just make sure your feet are hip width apart. So these are the fundamentals of warrior one. Starting with the feet hip width apart. Your back toes are at a 45-degree angle towards the front of your mat, and your front toes are pointing straight ahead. Those left toes point straight ahead. All right, and as you press through your back heel, you want to firm up the quad. Take your hands on your hips and turn your hips towards the front of your mat, towards that chair. Right, gently pulling that left hip back a little more as your right hip comes forward. All right, and then you can reach your arms forward so you really lift the chest and hug those belly muscles in so you can lift out of the low back. Sometimes the back can feel a little bit stiff here, so again, just press down through your foot, start to squeeze your right glute, and start to hug your left glute back in. Right now we're going to move. We're going to straighten the leg, reach both arms up. As you exhale, bend the knee, reach it forward. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, sinking in, trying to get that front knee over the heel. Keep that back leg firm. All right, and really feel that length as you reach up towards the sky. Keep that length as you come back down. Nice, last one. Whew. And then coming forward, little steps or one big step, just finding your feet back underneath you. And you can probably feel the difference between the right and the left. So just kind of noticing that difference before moving on. You're going to step the right foot forward a little bit, the left foot back. That back heel needs to ground down towards the ground. And again, feet are hip width apart. So again, you feel those hips are this wide. You want to make sure those feet in our line. Back toes angle in, front toes straight ahead, knees right over the heels. And you wiggle around until you find just that right position. Start to lengthen down, then lift that low belly up and in. And we'll move with the breath. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Push through your feet. Feel yourself as if you're getting stretched taller and longer. Can you keep that length as you lower down? Yeah, so that's that deep work here. As you push through the feet, you reach up, you literally lengthen that upper body away from your lower body, which really requires that core strength right around the waistline, the midline. Right, last one. We finish with the knee bent. And don't pull on the chair, just shift that weight forward. Step the legs back in, shake those legs out. All right, you can feel that work in the legs. We really fired up our legs and our glutes. And now we're ready for our squat. We come to the front of the chair. And you want to stand about 8 inches in front of your chair, give or take. Again, definitely look back and make sure that you're not going to sit with your butt on the floor. I always visualize that, right? We're going to take our feet a little bit wider than hips, toes slightly out. Again, find that grounding through your feet. Start with that grounding. Find a little bend in the knees. And first I want you to find a little tuck of the tail and a tilt, right? A little tuck and a little tilt. Right? So you feel how the hips have this bit of motion, and you're going to need some of that to send those hips back and sit down on the chair. So go ahead, send those hips back, sit down on the chair. You can reach your arms forward like you're a mummy, right? Lift up through your heart, pull your belly in tight, shift that weight into your feet, stand up and squeeze your glutes. Just let those arms rest by your side. So squeezing those glutes nice and strong, and then sit those hips back, press through those feet and come up. Right, squeeze your butt, and don't be afraid. If it feels good to you to kind of land fully, you can land fully, and then feel that push through the heel and squeeze the butt muscles really tight. Start to activate them, wake them up. Sometimes those butt muscles can get really sleepy. And the squeeze, the engagement really happens on the standing. And then there's the core here. You hug your belly button back. All right, you feel that nice lifted chest. All right, we'll go for our last one there. And again, just working at your own pace. You can do this another round if you like, or go into your workout, your leg workout, because your legs are definitely ready for those bigger movements. And don't forget to stretch at the end. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Take care.